You're going to want lattes because we have Isabel Washington, one of the most interesting founders inside of our space right now, as everyone in coffee and ready to drink has been chasing and going after alternative milks. She has taken a bet the other way, and it is paying off massively, expanding nationally into Whole Foods, Erewhon, I think Wegmans, and many others. We want to get her in here and talk to her about how she is growing so quickly and doing something very different in the ready to drink space. Welcome to the show, Isabel Washington. Get in here, Isabel. Get in here.
Hi.
Isabel, welcome to the show. Thanks for making the time. We were so excited to have you on here and chat today.
Thank you. I was so excited to be here.
Absolutely. Well, very few people know, but I used to have a coffee business back in the day, about a decade ago. And it was right in this space of bottling ready to drink coffee. That was where we failed and we did not get it over the line. And so I love tracking builders like yourself who are doing far beyond what we could have imagined 10 years ago. Isabel, if you would, I'd love for you to just take us back and give us some of this origin story here. I think there's still too few people who even know what A2 milk is.
Yeah.
And tell us about how discovering that transformed, number one, your relationship probably with dairy, I would imagine, and how involving that inside of Laurel's has opened a whole new realm in ready to drink coffee that was not there yet before.
Yeah, so I grew up dairy insensitive. I usually tell people I went from breast milk to soy milk.
Wow.
And it wasn't until I learned about Alex ice cream, actually, shameless plug, in 2021. Fantastic brand. And I'd grown up eating, the Lactates and the Oatly ice cream. And I'd gotten early whispers of Alex, and a lot of people, their customer testimonials anyway, were like, I haven't had a pint of real ice cream in 10, 15, 20 years. Oh. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. I gave it a go, and I was one of those people. So I was at McKinsey, actually, doing consumer work there, and kind of had that on the back burner. Could integrate milk into my life again. So started buying, Alexandria Family Farms milk and their yogurt and their butter, sour cream, etc. And in early 24, I wanted to leave McKinsey. I'd worked with fantastic consumer brands in the space and wanted to build my own. And pretty much was like, what's a category? It's proving out success in ice cream. At this point, Alec had, national Sprouts distribution, national Whole Foods distribution. So it's clearly resonating with people in ice cream. What's kind of the next category that's either dairy heavy or, dairy being alternative milk heavy. So I guess milk heavy. That's largely been under innovated. And it was ready to drink coffee.
That makes too much sense. Makes too much sense.
Yeah. Could you talk a little bit about this transition from McKinsey to founder of startup? When I think McKinsey, I think of the guys with the suits. They're the most buttoned up in the world. They're the scariest guys, and they're coming in and they're going to tell you with 15 slide decks on how to move things forward. And now you're transitioning into, okay, now I'm an owner. How did that transition take place, and how did that go with you?
Yeah, so I would say, obviously, very popular question. I think the biggest thing is that it's so execution driven being at McKinsey. It's every day, all you do. And yes, there's like the suits and the PowerPoints, but it's like, how can we get one step closer, 5 steps, 10 steps closer to what we're actually trying to solve? And I think that was kind of at the forefront. Like when I started McKinsey in January of 24. Mm-hmm. And for probably the first 6 weeks I was working on Laurel's, I did what any McKinsey consultant does when they're starting a project, which is talk to anyone who's smarter than you, who can help put you in a position for an answer. I was probably, if I go back to my calendar, I was probably on calls for 30, 40 hours of the week.
Wow.
To anyone. I mean, the leisure hydration guys were some of the first people I met in person. I mean, Alex tried Laurel's when it was in plastic bottles, like samples for my food scientists. And I think I learned so much and still continue to do that and build those relationships. But it's crazy how much you can learn from people who are 12, 16, 18 months ahead of you. So I think that's probably been that's really what was the forefront, is that McKinsey way of thinking and being like, okay, what did I learn today? What did I learn yesterday? And how can I get closer to where I need to go?
Wow. Shout out to the McKinsey way.
Yeah. You mentioned such a brand crush for me, the leisure guys and what they're building, and they're phenomenal builders. I'm a huge fan of them. You mentioned such a brand crush where I'm just like, I hope well.
Alex is probably top 3. I mean, number 1, but I'll say top 3 to not make anyone mad. The smartest person, genuinely just knows so much about his business.
Yeah.
And about how things work and the sense and the bottom line. I mean, it's just he's incredible. Yeah. He's really sharp.
Isabel, in those early days, when you're talking, you're studying, you're researching, et cetera, did you get any compelling data that lets you know, yeah, I know there's all this heat inside of coffee for alternative milks, but actually what people want is the thing itself. They want cow's milk just in a way that they can ingest. Was there any data that you came upon that strengthened your conviction to go into this direction?
Not so much data in the way of those reports you can buy online that talk about dairy consumption and this, that, and the other. But I think more than anything, I mean, I joined Twitter pretty early, really before we ever had a product. Again, just to learn and meet people in the beverage space and CPG broadly. But I think, and I tell founders all the time, I kind of had to go with my gut instinct. I mean, I lived in West LA. I was an hour from every single Erewhon.
There we go.
I was probably spending hours a day in Erewhon. I mean, I live 10 minutes from the Santa Monica one. So it really is what trends you're seeing in person and looking with your eyes, frankly, a lot of the times. And I think that people kind of overcomplicate it in a way where, they try to make data out of nothing or solve a problem that doesn't exist. But I mean, I really, in the early days, I was like, I'm going to launch this product. I'm going to make 8,000 cans of it and I'm going to sell it into retail. And that's what I did. And I'll get feedback from, our first retailer was Erewhon. I'll do demos. I'll get feedback. I'll hear, Erewhon, which is where people have fake health issues and care about things that don't exist. And if those people, really talk to people, and there were people who, of course, I only drink black coffee, I only drink Americanos, whatever, but there were so many people who were excited. I mean, A2 aside, just excited to see a product that had milk in it.
Yeah.
Literally from a cow. There's only, La Colombe does and Starbucks does, but even the new products that are coming out don't have cow's milk in it. So there's a lot of people, and it solves a lot of issues. I mean, one is people just wanting to drink milk again, whether it's for protein, whether it's for, just wanting to move off alternative milks. But there's also the seed oil piece of it.
Yeah.
Where most alternative milks have canola oil, sunflower oil, and that's not to make commentary on if they're healthy or not. But people might be wanting to avoid them.
Right.
And that kind of solves that issue for them as well. So it's really just talking. I mean, there's nothing more important than talking to your consumer. That's the only data point. As they say, people vote with their dollars. People are going to buy it or not. So there's no other question around it.
I find it so interesting that you went into Erewhon as your very first, because it gives you such an opportunity to potentially have celebrities with your product and be photographed by, TMZ or whatever. And then you're out of nowhere, all of this. Do you have?
Unfortunately, Kim Kardashian picked up Update instead.
It's okay. It's okay. Do you have any tactical and practical pieces of advice for, the founder that's trying to push into retail and they're I'm at square zero. I don't know where to go from here. I'd love to be at an Erewhon. I'd love to be at a Whole Foods or, an HEB if I'm in Texas. Shout out to Chris. How are they doing that? What is the best piece of advice you can give them?
Yeah. It's all about data story, which is what people will tell you. I mean, for us, it was really luck and timing. There wasn't like the Erewhon category manager looked at their set and was like, there's not much that has milk. Alex is, of course, in Erewhon. There's A2 milk companies in Erewhon. They were like, okay, I understand what this brand is trying to do. So sometimes it just needs to like click for the buyer and like hear your story. Same thing with Whole Foods, the local forager for LA. Her daughter has a condition that she's just very sensitive to a lot of foods, and she couldn't breastfeed. She couldn't have regular milk, and they discovered A2 milk. And like, I mean, like we were talking, she had like tears in her eyes. Like she was like, A2 milk literally like saved us and saved our daughter's life and, allowed her to finally gain weight. So that's not to say, I mean, of course, people are human, I think, at the end of the day, and the product's going to resonate with them or it's not, which kind of sucks if, people's taste preferences and their belief in you. But I think, Erewhon's a great retailer. They have a great dashboard. It has brand name. But if you live in Wisconsin and you're like, but what if I sell at Isabel's Market, right near my house? Then you better be the number one, coffee or whatever it is in that market. And then you can take that to Erewhon or take it to Whole Foods or whoever and be like, hey, our product does good here. This is the feedback we're getting. This is the price point. And that's what we've done. I mean, we were fortunate to launch, much larger, in a sense, retailers and like have that Erewhon data story to take to Whole Foods. And now we're launching Target this year, and we leverage the Whole Foods data story for that. So like the blocks kind of build upon themselves. But I really think it is just like having, at the end of the day, all stores want is to make more money.
Yeah.
So if you can convince them that your product is going to bring in a new consumer, is going to bring in more money, then they'll bring your product in.
I love this.
Isabel, I love this human connection element that you've highlighted for, when we got into Erewhon and connecting with the Whole Foods buyer, et cetera. I also think, though, there is a kind of a sweaty, diehard founder energy piece about all of this, in the sense that I heard when you guys first got into Erewhon that you did 40 demos in 50 days or something like that. Is that the case?
Yes, that is the tale.
The tale.
I do think. I mean, there's truth. I don't know the exact number, but it felt like that anyway. So I do think, and I actually learned this from Troy Bondier, the Saws founder, is that there just has to be, people are emotional, right? And that's true. I mean, that's why social media is doing so well for brands right now, because you can buy in founder-led storytelling, you can buy into the brand and the person and like see yourself in them. That's the exact same thing that happens in retail. And it can be anything. I mean, especially for me, probably because I'm young, but I'd be demoing and people would never assume that I'm the founder. They would just assume that I was like some random brand ambassador, college student, whatever. And they would be honest. Like they would say, this is too expensive. They'd say, I don't get it. They'd say it has too much sugar. Like all great feedback. I mean, you have to take it with a grain of salt, because one, you're at Erewhon, and two, like you have to look at trends in the macro.
Yeah.
But I do think, we sent our Whole Foods buyer a Laurel's hoodie. We bring cases, like anytime when we were at the Fancy Food Show in San Diego, on the last day, we literally drove around San Diego just delivering cases to the Whole Foods stores, talking to them, talking about the product. Like I was in Vegas, I did the same thing. Like I think there's just so much of it that I literally was in Chicago for a weekend and went to there's like 42 Whole Foods and like literally went to all of them just with product and being like, hi, I'm the founder. It's nice to meet you.
Wow.
Like there just has to be that. And it goes a long way. And it's not even to say it's transactional, because you shouldn't do business in a transactional way, but it is like there's thousands of SKUs in their stores.
Yeah.
And a lot of are owned by conglomerates. A lot of times they'll never meet the founders. And when you're making $20 an hour stocking shelves at Whole Foods, like there's not really a ton to care about.
Exactly.
So to go in and talk to people and meet them and tell them the story, it goes so far. And I think that's been a lot why we've had a lot of success in retail. I mean, because then they're like, you know, they're going to make sure that you're in stock. They're going to put you in secondary displays.
Yeah.
We had this crazy bunker, like literally like huge cooler by self-checkout in one of our Chicago stores for months. It would sell like 80 units a week, like just an obscene amount of coffee. It was our number one store in the country for months, like literally like pretty much all of Q4.
It's incredible.
And that was because we met them and talked to them, brought them tote bags and hats and merch, and they just think about you more. And I think that that's something that's overlooked by a lot of people, especially when you're trying to get your brand to retail. You're like, please, I'll do a free fill, or we'll go on promo, or like do all these things. But more than anything, like they just want you to reason with them as an individual, care about what they care about, and, you know, find what resonates with them.
Isabel, there's no mystery about why Laurel's has done so well. The 100%. Mystery is over. The mystery is solved. And I just want to say, Max Tuning, he founder of Sour Strips, he was supposed to join us earlier in the show. He had an unfortunate family thing that he needed to attend to, but what you are saying right now, of course, he had a life-changing exit with Hershey's. What you are saying right now mimics the exact kind of energy. Him going to HEB and literally cold pitching the manager, just showing up and telling him, "Hey, I'm the founder of Sour Strips. Look at this. Hey, would you consider it? Blah 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 blah." That to me, it solves the mystery why Laurel's has taken the country by storm. I mean, do you agree, Colin? I think Absolutely. This is so good.
Well, I mean, you have to. Like I go to NorCal with like some regularity because it's our largest region of retailers, and I hate NorCal. I just like hate I do. I hate the vibes there. And I stay. I mean, because you know, scrappy founder. So I'm staying at this like sketchy like Courtyard Marriott in like Sacramento or something. One time my rental car got broken into in the parking lot, like just like very unsexy stuff. And I hate doing it more than anything because I hate San Francisco. But it's always so great just to like spend time, go to my distributors, you know, warehouses up in the Bay Area, and spend time with them and their team and listen to what they're hearing. Because, you know, you can't be everywhere at once. So you kind of need to build a coalition of people who can champion the brand for you when you can't be there.
Dig it.
And that's kind of the forefront of brand building. And it's unsexy. I mean, like we give away a lot of free product, and we have really nice hoodies that we ship to people for free. And it's not necessarily the most cost efficient thing that we can always be doing, but I think that it pays back dividends.
No doubt. I mean, how many stores are you in now, Isabel?
We're in around 1,200 stores.
Incredible.
Wow. Wow. I mean, that's incredible because you are changing how they're perceiving you entirely from just, this is a product, this is a brand, to, oh, this is Isabel's company. It completely is changing that in their head. And that's massive because you're just building that personal relationship. They're going to care more about you. They're going to go fix stuff when stuff is not really, you know, done right. Yeah. There's this extra level where this is why you're going to win, because this stuff is just going to compound over time. And then eventually you're going to have an exit, and then we're just going to be small potatoes, and it's going to be fine. You're going to be hanging out on a yacht in Ibiza. It'll be great.
And we're going to be wearing our Laurel's hoodies is what we're going to be doing. And we're going to be dancing in that rave in Ibiza. That's what we're going to be doing.
There's we just got connected with the people who do Mad Happy's jackets.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And those I like cried at the invoice. They're going to be like so fantastic. I know that people who get them are going to wear them proudly. So
I love that. I love that. We tried to do that at Triple Whale, and then we got the pricing and we were like, well, we're going to pause on that. So
hold on that one.
Good for you. Good for you for going with it. That's
I mean,
pretty
even
wild.
that, like imagine how many, it's like Expo West, right? Like you get so many things, so many tote bags, especially that are just like garbage. So there's, totally if you're going to make the investment to give something to someone, you should make it something that they want to wear.
I agree. Wholeheartedly. I agree.
Yeah. Have you had kind of this crazy outer body moment yet where when I was scaling my brand, I had this crazy outer body moment where there was a guy who was photographing in Japan, the Great Wall of China, and you know, he had the cam skin on his camera and all this stuff. And I was like, how on earth did this travel all the way across the world? And then he's taking photos of it. Have you had one of these moments where you're just like, I can't believe I made this thing and now it's in the wild and people are poking at it, they're interacting with it, and just a crazy experience happened?
I haven't seen that per se. I have seen like probably every 2 weeks, a friend, it's always been New York City, maybe because everyone's just so like close together. But a friend will text me like a stalker photo of someone like
there we go.
Like, Laurels, or like
that's awesome.
Someone like holding the craziest. Like I could never post them because like, why are you photographing strangers? But like the kind of thing that just like is like, oh my gosh, how crazy that this person like is like this not paid person. Like someone will literally just be like, oh my god,
that's one of your fans right there who's coming to get more Laurels.
Yeah.
Someone will just be like at Bryant Park, like drinking Laurels, and it'll be like on their table.
It's wild.
That's amazing.
I would say that's pretty crazy. My dog's like this.
Well, Isabel, we appreciate you making the time and joining the show. I saw Laurels on Good Mythical Morning not so long ago, and we're going to be following along. Before you go, any quick, is it more flavors? Anything you're excited about 2026 that you can sprinkle on us that you're looking forward to before you go?
I love flavor innovation. Oh my gosh, my dog's going crazy. I love flavor innovation. That is super exciting to me. I think innovation comes from what they're doing in coffee shops. So the like strawberry matchas and banana matchas really inspire a lot of what we're doing. So nothing committal or iterative at the moment. But stay tuned.
All right.
Let's go.
We'll stay tuned.
Let's go.
Isabel, thank you for joining us. We look forward to having you back. Thank you, Isabel.
Thank you.